Well, this episode, it's all about Hippolyta.
Wait, Buzz, did you say Hippolyta?
Hippolyta. Our girl. It's her.
This is what had happened on Lovecraft Country, episode 7. I am.
Play the music. What's really good, guys? It's your boy, Spotted Menace, aka D-Man. Your man, I'm sitting here with my sister, my day one. The one who holds it down for me, my co-host Daria. Say what's up. Daria, throw it right to you.
What's up, Daria?
And welcome to our episode recap of what had happened during Lovecraft Country. I know we're late. We usually get these up Monday, no later than Tuesday, but life comes at you. We got ourselves super busy, had to go out of town and everything, but we here. We didn't forget you. We here. But before we get started, y'all know how we gotta do things. If you'd like to see this channel continue to grow and thrive, please make sure to subscribe to us. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications for every video that we do, ranging from movies to video games to wrestling to whatever we find absolutely interesting. We want to interesting. We want to bring it right to you. Also, like into the content that you do enjoy and comment down below because we do like to hear from you, HEELKAIJU faithful. Now, let's get it going. Episode 7. This was likely my favorite episode of all television for the past year. This was some hotness. I want to get into this because we've got a lot to talk about.
I'm gonna say this is my second episode of Lovecraft because I got a few favorite episodes of Lovecraft Country.
This is number 2 for you.
Yes.
I'm saying all time. For the year 2020 in terms of television. Even though I don't watch a lot of television. See, you watch more TV than I do.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
But this one's my number 1 for right now. But y'all know how we got to do things right here. We want to give you guys a chance to. I know even though we're 5 days late, we still want to give you guys a chance to watch it on your own. So
that's what it is. Say 5 days late and $1 short.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 days late.
No, it's a day late it's a day late and $1 short.
No, it's a nickel.
No, it's a day late and $1 short.
Or it's a quarter.
It's a day late and $1 short. You know how we got to do things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the first bit, the episode breakdown, where we recap what happened. We talk about any potential Easter eggs that we came up on, any themes that we happen to really enjoy. And then right after that, we jump right into our review of the episode, things we'd like to talk about, what's going to happen moving forward.
And spoilers.
And the spoilers are going to be on the first half. Other stuff's going to be on the second half. The title card's going to be coming down in a minute. Going to give you the timestamp where you can skip to and avoid spoilers. So let's go ahead and breathe it down. Thank you. All right, this is a hefty boy. This one's a hefty boy. So that's why I had to bring out the computer to remember a bunch of the stuff that actually happened because a lot of stuff went down right here. So the way this episode starts off, we figure out exactly where Hippolyta and Diane went after the treasure hunt episode when they went into Titus's vault and they ran away and found the little markings on the atlas.
Okay.
They made their way to the lodge that was in the second and first episode.
Right.
And we found the proof that George was there, which was Diane's comic book, which is going to come into play later on in the episode. Diane's comic book is laying in the lodge. That's how she knows that George was there. She also managed to find a way to make the orrery work and produce the key. And now on the orrery, we have the coordinates where she needs to go while she has a key, the key that Christina was looking for the whole time. And where also we found that Tick and Letty learned that they need to find the next piece of the puzzle to protect the family.
Right.
Now there's a quote on the orrery, which is, I made sure to double check.
To tab it, because it was a really good quote.
Because again, we have a lot of it. But the quote that is said in the orrery, with the full quote is this from Immanuel Kant in the Critique of Pure Reason. Every beginning is in time, and every limit of extension in space. Now the full quote goes, space and time, however, exist in the world of sense only. Hence, phenomena are only limited in the world conditionally. The world itself, however, is limited neither conditionally nor unconditionally. Basically, talking about the space-time continuum and how that works in. And that's what this episode is really all about.
It is, and it all has to do with Hippolyta.
Yeah, very much so. Even though it's not only about a lot of, because a lot of this is still about closure and about family relationships, because we cut away to Letty's dream, just like Tick's dream, except there's a couple of differences. One, their Tick's grandmother, I think it's his grandmother.
I thought it was his is it his grandmother?
One of his
great
ancestors on his mother's side, the one who's been running around during the lodge. This time, when she's running out of the house, she has a book in her arms. It might be the book of names.
Well, no, even because I think we saw her in the second episode.
Yeah, but she didn't have the book.
I thought she did.
No, she didn't. That's why Tick didn't know that she had. That's why he was like, "Oh, wow, she had a book in yours." That was the only difference. Yeah, she didn't have the book. Also,
I thought she had the book.
Letty in this dream is preggers.
Allegedly, we're not sure yet.
In the dream, she's preggers.
In the dream,
she is preggers.
She is.
So that's a little fun bit. We also jump to, because we're covering a lot of stuff with this. Yeah. We jump right over to Ruby and Christina / William, where she's accusing her. It's like, everything that you told me is a lie. And Christina admits, it's like, no, not everything was
a lie. No,
we also
learned, like I have learned about this magic.
Yeah, she learned about this magic.
Yes.
It was all about revenge.
Yes, that's all it is. Yeah.
We also
because her father was basically an asshole and is a womanist. Like, women's place is basically where it's supposed to be, and Christina's attitude is like,
no, I prove I'm better than y'all.
Right. So, yeah, this is how we also learn about William, and this is where Ruby, yes. This is where Ruby comes into play.
We also learn that William and the woman that the white woman that Ruby turns into, are dead. They are dead.
Yes.
The potion uses their blood and helps them transform into their form.
Right.
Which, yay. But we also learned that little story that she told about William was not a lie, except it was the fact that she just,
it was just misconstrued information, which technically is a lie.
I mean, like, if you say somebody tried to kill someone, you assume that if you say tried to, that they didn't succeed. She straight up played this little game where it's like, the police chief tried to kill William. It's just in fact that he succeeded. Asshole.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
But But Ruby wants Christina / William to tell her the truth, and then we cut away straight from that. And we jump ahead to, again, everybody gets a chance in this episode.
I'm gonna go back to what you said, like, this episode is about closure. I don't really think it is about closure.
Well, not solely about closure.
Okay,
like, there is some closure in it.
I think it's closure with Hippolyta.
Yeah.
With everybody else, I think it's still trying to find answers and fitting pieces together.
Yeah, that's where we're getting at.
Yeah.
Because we now get Montrose, his little story with Sammy.
Okay.
His little beau living it together, and that's when we start to see how Sammy deals with people getting close to him, because Montrose, people get close to him.
Yeah, this scene pissed us off.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yes, Montrose wakes up with Sammy in his apartment, and Sammy's, ready to make him breakfast, and he's doing a good job. Coffee, grits, bacon, everything.
I mean, he got the hookup.
He got the hookup, but then the very second that he says that he met somebody down on the street who happened to be Montrose's neighbor, that's when he starts getting a little scared and starts nitpicking everything. It's like, hey, Sammy, I don't like my grits runny. It's like, I can't eat pork. I stopped eating pork. Where's my beef sausages? And then he's like, and
the coffee is too hot, or the coffee is too cold, or something.
No. But Sammy, this was a fun line. Like, Sammy's like, you complain about everything. What you gonna say? The coffee's too wet? And Montrose just stares him down. It's like, too much sugar. just asshole. Straight up asshole.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, you got the hookup. This wasn't like a smash thing.
But
this was more than that. But okay.
It's the 50s. He's afraid of letting him get close.
I got it.
But Sammy rushes out the door. Yeah. Montrose comes after him, and bad timing. There's Tick and Letty down the hall, catching him, grabbing him by the wrist. And Sammy departs. Tick drops the F-bomb. Asshole!
Yeah! You just had to, didn't you, HBO? You just had to drop that F-bomb.
Yeah, drop that F-bomb. Montrose gets pissed, rightfully so, pushes him out. And we follow Tick for a brief second where
Go ahead and finish that because I have something to say along with this scene.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so with Tick dropping this F-bomb and then storming out on Montrose, I noticed his reaction. And yeah, it was just a little bit over the top, but listening to what he was saying.
Okay.
As in, he used to beat me to make sure I never became this.
Yeah.
He used to savagely beat me.
He thought it was I thought it was because he loved me, but it turns out it's because he stopped himself.
Yes.
But that was the implication that they put in right here. But this is also where we learn that his mother, which is a big mystery in this scene, his mother has relatives who, after she survived Black Wall Street, which again, explains that line, which I thought was just a throwaway line.
I think we both did.
A couple episodes ago, where he said it smells like Tulsa. We thought it was just like, oh, it's just a throwaway line, trying to get in our heads. Like, no, apparently his mother is a survivor of Black Wall Street
massacre.
And that's why he said it smells like Tulsa, because they were there.
Yeah.
But that's when we find out that his mother has some relatives in St. Louis, and that's when everything starts to come together with everybody from Montrose, Tick, Ruby, and Hippolyta. Everything starts to converge, and Letty, because they go over to Hippolyta's place to pick up Woody to go to their little excursion to St. Louis. Hippolyta already got the car packed and is ready to go on her own little excursion, because again, she found the coordinates in the orrery, and she's ready to get some answers. That's what she wants. Now Tick tries to strong arm, is like, yo, can I use the car? Starts off as a request, and then it becomes, hey, let me start to try to guilt you into this.
Yeah, like Uncle George. Like Uncle George wouldn't let you do that.
It's like we just put out an issue of the Green Book,
right?
And she's like, yo, did George put you in charge of this?
Right? No,
I'm in charge of this.
Exactly. If Uncle George didn't want me to do shit, his ass would still be here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it moving.
Keep it moving. But that's when Letty and Ruby start to get their little reconciliation going, because Ruby walks away. Tick lets Letty stay as he decides to take the bus to St. Louis to go to the relatives. We cut away to Ruby and Letty having they reconciled because she apologized. She knows that she's acting like her mother.
Yeah. And
she apologized, and that apology is a little bit enough, because they're not like the tightest.
Yeah.
They're not the tightest.
Here's what I'm gonna say with this reconciliation.
Okay.
And I put it in air quotes because Ruby is trying to get answers. She just got whatever she got with Christina and William.
So you don't believe that she reconciled with Letty yet?
I don't want to say I don't believe. I just don't think she's fully accept that apology.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's just accepting it right now to get more answers.
Oh yeah.
Because if you keep watching the episode, you see her spying on Letty, like Letty knows more than what she's letting on.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why she's not telling me that as her sister. Because I would open the door just a little bit, enough to be like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to be like, hey, my sister, I just told you that I got an inheritance, bought a house, kept you out of it. I want to now tell you that there's magic, there's an orrery, and there's a complete separate order but I don't think that you know anything about it.
Well, that's true, but Ruby already knows that
Letty doesn't know that.
I know, and I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying, which is why I'm like, I would let you in just a little bit because I have an inkling that you know what's going on and you're not telling me. Okay,
but we will get to that real quick because we have Tick, who is now in St. Louis.
Yeah,
they play with locations really hard in this episode.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's because it all has to do with coordinates.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, but
a lot happens again in this first half because Tick is in St. Louis. He's speaking to his aunt, learns more about the family, finds out that whatever book that his mother had and passed on to her cousin or her aunt, I can't remember which one is which. Nobody knows exactly what it is. They thought it was a family Bible. They thought it might have been a photo album. It was just a book. It was just referred to as a book. And she says that those white folks just burned everything, so we don't know if it even exists anymore.
Yeah. Well, here's my question: was that book burned at that compound, or was it burned during the Black Wall Street massacre?
Black Wall Street.
Okay.
That's what she was referring to when they burned everything.
Okay.
And again, that's when Letty finds out that the orrery is in the house, and we also find out that, hey, Hippolyta's got it. Ruby now knows about it because she's spying on him. Letty knows where it is. She calls Tick. Tick lets her. Tick is alerted to the fact that there's the orrery, and now he needs to find out where the hell Hippolyta is.
Yeah.
Finally, we get to Hippolyta's spot. I told you, it's a happy boy.
Yeah.
Hippolyta is at the coordinates, which is basically a planetarium with a special device or machine, I guess you would call it. And she's using her own intelligence, she is incredibly freaking intelligent, of the coordinates to figure out how to make things work using Gustav Mee. We're going to get to him. But like using her knowledge of space and time and mass and velocity, just everything about physics and astrophysics, because we don't know how far how intelligent she is until like this episode. We get inklings, but like this one really cements that she is the brains of a lot of the operations. We had a little bit of an inkling before, but like we really get it now. She manages to get the bad boy working. Police show up at the wrong freaking time.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Police show up at the wrong freaking time because again, this is an area where all the police, just like in the previous episodes with the police chief, are a part of this order of the Ancient Dawn.
Yeah.
That
Christina is trying to like
infiltrate and kill and all that good stuff. They managed to show up because just at the wrong place at the wrong time, apparently, get corner Hippolyta. I don't know how Tick gets there because like the coordinates and St. Louis are like hours apart.
They are.
But he manages to get there and save her life, throws one dude into the magic portal that ends up opening due to her.
That Hippolyta was able to open up with the coordinates that she knew, like, the key.
Yeah, using the key, using the coordinates, using her know-how, manages to open up the portal. One guy gets thrown in, other guy gets shot and killed, and we finally get a chance to catch our breath. No, we don't, because Hippolyta and Tick both get sucked in, but in different areas. Because again, this whole episode is about Hippolyta. Now we can focus on her finally.
Yeah, because this episode still was about her.
It's all about her.
Yeah.
Even though we got some closure on some parts of people's stories.
Okay.
It's still all about her.
Yeah.
Hippolyta gets thrust into this other world.
Yes.
And it's all about Afrofuturistic, aesthetic and everything.
Awesome.
It's absolutely the best. Again, this is how we learn more about what Hippolyta knows and how strong and how intelligent and how vulnerable she can be, because she ends up getting knocked out while some random, I guess, robots pick her up and put her in a little enclosure.
Yeah.
A big, I want to say 8 foot tall, basically Garnet from Steven Universe shows up out of no goddamn.
Basically.
And she's like, you're not in prison, but she's not letting her leave.
Right.
She's forcing her to use her brain to figure out what the frick is going on. So that's when she brings up Gustav Mee.
This is what I took away from that.
Go for it.
I took away that, her telling her like, you are not in prison, you're free to leave, but she couldn't is because you don't know who you are. So who are you? Because she kept asking her the question, where do you want to be?
Yeah.
Who are you? Where do you want to be right now? Who are you? And that's what I took away from her being in prison.
Okay.
Not necessarily in prison because she's in this whole place and they trying to dissect or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, none of that happens.
Basically, she was in prison, but she wasn't in prison. And she basically was in prison because she doesn't know who she is, which she doesn't.
Basically a prison of her own creation.
Right. Which is what you said in the previous episodes. We know a little bit about Hippolyta and what she does. And we start to get like little things about it until we get to this episode where we see her find the coordinates, unlock the key, open up this portal. And that's when it's like, yeah, Hippolyta, who are you?
Yeah. Well, Hippolyta does get asked those things.
She does.
And when she answers, she finally responds where she wants to be. She says, I want to be on stage with Josephine Baker. Zoop.
Okay.
She's on stage with Josephine Baker.
Which was awesome.
Which is absolutely awesome.
It was.
She doesn't know any of the dance steps. Of course she doesn't, because she's Hippolyta.
Yeah.
But the first night she gets, thrown around by all the other dancers. Josephine comes and approaches her. We don't know how long she's there, but we know it's there long enough to learn the routine and get a better understanding, not just with the dancers, but with Josephine herself.
Yeah.
We learn that she becomes more free. Because Josephine herself says, you need to stop being so stiff, stop being so tight, let loose. And for the duration of this part of the episode, that's when she starts letting loose. She's in France. People are smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, smoking clothes, whatever.
You got girl on girl action.
Girl on girl action. Everybody's just like enjoying themselves. And that's when we finally get to see Hippolyta completely free. But even though that she's free, Josephine herself is not, and she knows that. And they have a conversation.
And they do, because what drew me to that was when Hippolyta said, I don't like me.
Yeah.
I don't like myself.
Well, she also said she didn't like white folks too. But we're not going to gloss over that. We're not going to gloss over that.
No, we're not. We're going to go past that.
but she's like, when she approaches Josephine, she's like, yeah, you feel like, you're not here. She's like, yeah, I feel like I'm a star, but not like one of those stars you see on stage and screen. Right. I feel like I'm an actual star that's burning bright, but has died years ago.
Yes.
And that's when Hippolyta gives her take. And that's how she feels. Like she feels like her brightness has already died down, and whatever you're seeing of her is an after image, so to speak. But that's when we learn again that part about Hippolyta. The very second that she stops that little conversation with Josephine, she looks up and says, I am Hippolyta. Mm-hmm. I am Hippolyta. And boom, next part. There with the Dahomey Amazon women.
Oh, yeah.
The Dahomey tribe. If you don't know about them, they are an all-women...
African tribe.
Not so much...
Was it African tribe? Or
not so much
I
tribe,
researched it. I looked them up.
But they are warriors.
Yes, they are.
And she's basically sitting there getting her ass kicked by her new trainer.
Yeah.
And we get another little montage of her getting knocked the frick down and standing right back up, getting knocked the frick down, standing right back up until she finally manages to beat her little sergeant. And now she's got her own tribe standing in front of an army of white folk. That's the best way you can put it.
Yeah.
Colonizers. There you go. An army of colonizers coming after them.
And you want to know the good part about that? They were all dressed in Civil War attire.
Yeah, they really looked like they were.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they were, but it looked like it, which I thought was, this is what makes it better.
Well, I mean, when it comes to the Dahomey, they existed all the way up until like the very, very early 20th century.
Yeah, they did.
So like them having those kind of
I'm not surprised.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Especially if they went over there to steal us. Yeah, I said us. To steal us.
Well, at this time,
to turn into slaves.
It's more resources and fuck it, us.
I was gonna say we were the resources.
Yeah, fuck it. They were, yeah. So whatever. Yeah. I'm not gonna say no on that. No. But nice little fight scene. Also a nice little song. What was the song again? If I can recall. What was it? Mother's Finest.
Oh yeah.
They were playing Mother's Finest Fire. Again, fun little song that I looked up and I was like, okay, this is badass. I can get with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Hippolyta showing more of herself, like being that strong woman.
Yeah.
But as everything starts to close down around her, she says, I am George's wife.
Yeah.
That was the very next thing she said. I am George's wife, and snap right back to George laying right beside her and having a nice little conversation about what she just experienced with George. She's like, this is what I just went through. It's like, I've been to another world. I learned about, the astrophysics. I've danced with Josephine Baker. I was with the Dahomey tribe, everything. And he's like, yo, wow, this is wild. This is amazing. I'm glad you're back though. Yeah. And that's when she realizes, like, I've been shrinking myself.
Yeah. Being married to you has made me shrink.
Yes. And it's like, I can't believe I just realized that you didn't help me out with that. Yeah. And George tried to defend himself at first, but then he realized, like, yo, I have, because I wanted to go out there and do the Green Book project and know that you were home safe waiting for me. Yeah. And that's the part that made him realize, I didn't let you be an adventurer. I didn't let you
use your skills. Yes. Yeah. I kind of held you back, and I did, because I wanted to go out and do what I wanted to do.
And know you were at home waiting for me, safe and sound.
Which is all I wanted.
Yeah.
It could have been all you wanted, but you still made her feel small.
It's like, I'm not shrinking myself anymore.
And now that, was it the second episode they started going on the trip? Or the first one?
For Hippolyta?
No. When George, Letty, and Tick.
Oh, that was the first episode.
Yeah, see, because now if you think back to that first episode, now Hippolyta's reaction makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we never got answers to that reaction. It was just like, well, what is that for? Like, I don't.
It made it feel like she was just a homemaker that didn't want her husband to leave.
Yeah.
And it was really like, I want to go.
I want to be a part of this.
I want to be big too.
Yeah. So if you ever get a chance, watch this episode and then go back and watch the first episode.
And it makes a lot of things start making sense.
Yes.
But after George makes a realization, she and he hold hands and then go on another metaphysical space-time adventure, just themselves, going to explore lands that they've never experienced before, worlds never experienced before. And that was when she felt finally nourished by these experiences, and she's allowed to go home. She's sent home. All of that plays with the Sun Ra quote, which I know I got it pulled up because I did all that good stuff. Yeah, it's right there.
There you go.
It's like with all that, all this happens with this playing in the background. I'm not real. I'm just like you. You don't exist in this society. If you did, your people wouldn't be seeking equal rights. You're not real. If you were, you'd have some status among the nations of the world. So we are both myths. I do not come to you as a reality. I come to you as the myth, because that is what Black people are. Myths. I came from a dream that the Black man dreamed long ago. I'm actually a present sent to you by your ancestors. I'm going to be here until I pick out some of you to take back with me. And that is how we basically end her experience.
We do.
That quote.
But that also goes to when she was with the Dahomey Amazon.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they said.
Yeah.
They were like, you believed them when they said you were free.
Yes.
You believed them when they said they would help you. You believed them. And that's why.
It's all in relation to the world that they let you exist in.
Yes.
But like when those words finally finish, that's when she is allowed to head back home. But again, we have basically, again, Garnet from Steven Universe looming over her.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
We're gonna see her again. I know we are.
I hope we do. I really do. I hope this goes on.
Yeah.
That's when she sends her back home. She asks, like, can I go back? Even if I don't recognize any of this stuff. She's like, you're not a prisoner.
You're not a prisoner.
But she is no longer small when she is sent back. She gets sent back, but we don't follow up with her at the end of the episode. It goes right back to Tick. We don't know what experience he went through because he gets thrust back into the area.
Yeah.
He's looking for Hippolyta, and then he runs away as the police sirens go off, and we zoom in, and at the very beginning of the episode, we found Diane's comic book. At the very end of the episode, Diane's comic book is under the bleeding dead police officer, and it's going to be leading into some interesting as shit stuff happening.
Of course!
In the next episode. I told you it's a hefty boy.
Of course. So next Sunday is probably going to be
fun. But anyway, that's what happened at Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, hefty boy. Man, I told you it was a hefty boy. It was a big hefty boy. But again, it's one of my favorite episodes on television this past year because there was a lot to uncover with this. For instance, the very beginning of Hippolyta's journey down the street, we see a facsimile of Betty Stringfield rolling right beside her. One of the first Black motorcyclists, one of the first motorcyclists, period, to travel across the country. Also a World War II vet. Was absolutely amazing just seeing that little reference right there. But it's just cementing the whole exploration theming around Hippolyta throughout this. This was fun. And
I want to say she's one of those African American historical figures that we don't get to learn about in school.
Not at all.
Unless you actually just research.
And even then, like, where do you start? Where
that's
would
true.
you start?
That's true.
Start to figure out. I mean, like, at least when we were growing up, like, where would you start to try to figure this out? Unless somebody would bring that word of mouth to you or hand you the book yourself. It's like, where do you start to find a figure like Betty Stringfield? Where would you go? But everything about this, from the references to the themings, everything, this episode damn near made me cry. It damn near made me tear up. Yeah. Towards the end, because I felt that, or at least I've seen that in people in my family, people that I know. The way that Hippolyta just decided, I'm no longer going to be small. I'm going to swell larger than life. I've seen that, and it's made me feel so proud. And I enjoy this freaking episode really hard. Like this was, as I said, this was my favorite of this year.
Yes.
Let alone for Lovecraft Country. What did you think?
I again, my second, or
What would you what would you put higher than this?
Nothing.
You said second though. You said it.
Did I say second?
Yes. You said
that's because another episode was my favorite.
I know. Which episode would you put higher than this?
I want to say the last episode.
Okay.
Where we were in Korea.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was the first episode. Although I do like all the episodes. That one just... If
you had to rank it, that would be number one.
Yeah, this would be number two. Yes.
All right. I'm with that. Yeah. We won't belabor the point because we already did that with that last segment. Jesus Christ, we went over a lot of that.
Yeah.
But let us know if we missed any Easter eggs here and there. Let us know if we were right or wrong on any particular
or just give us your own thoughts
right there. Yeah, give us your own thoughts about this episode, because again, we do like to hear from you, our Kaiju Faithful. Also, head on over to patreon.com/HEELKAIJU, where you can get updates on the site, the store, and the channel. Also, any new shows that we happen to have. It's also October, so spooky time's about to hit. So we're gonna hit some scary games going on. We're gonna get back on our scary streak.
You get to pick for us.
Yes, you get to pick some of those scary games, some of those one shots, most of them, because we can't do like a full month of one long play of a scary game that you guys pick, because then you wouldn't be able to pick anything else. So yeah. I'm not. Oh yeah, you're gonna be playing some of those too.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be playing all of them because I was asked to play all of them. Oh yes,
you were asked. But we will have to catch y'all next time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have to catch y'all later. Deuces.
Bye.